We're here with Michael Collins, Chief Executive Officer of Joule, who just got off the stage of a panel with 3 other agencies. Great to have you here.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
IAB just released a study showing that marketers aren't often going to media or creative agencies for their mobile campaigns, but that when they do, they're really appreciative and highly satisfied with the experience. What do you think's going on here?
I think it goes to the state of the evolution of the industry. There is still a very limited amount of mobile talent out into the marketplace right now. It's a new channel. There are still people getting up to speed, and there definitely are some agencies out there that do have a good center of excellence and deep expertise, but that certainly isn't the case across the board. We have about half of our clients from within our holding group, or within WPP, and the other half were out there going direct to clients, because their current agency team wasn't able to deliver them the degree of expertise that they needed. That will change. The industry is emerging. More talent is coming to the marketplace. But for right now, it is the amount of top-notch talent to work with top-notch brands in the mobile space is still somewhat limited.
When you're working with a client, be it an agency or a marketer, another agency or a marketer, what are they asking for?
I think they're looking for 2 things right now. One, they're looking for learnings. They're looking for the chance to figure out the channel, get a better understanding of where it's all evolving to. And the second thing they're asking for is the same thing marketers have always asked for: is results and help in getting to accomplish helping accomplish their marketing goals. I think that we've passed the point now where everybody understands that mobile is a very valid channel. It's only growing. So they either want to learn about it or figure out how the best way to exploit it.
On your panel, it was talked about how scale and relevancy are basically the 2, core, KPIs, what marketers are looking for. Are you able to actually provide that now?
Absolutely. Again, mobile devices here in the U.S. alone, there are 50% more mobile users than there are PC users. And this year, globally, it's projected that smartphones, not just mobile phones, but smartphones, are going to outsell PCs and desktops together. So scale absolutely has arrived, and we are given that mobile it's an interactive channel. We do have the ability to tag users and track user activity. So privacy and security concerns taken into account, of course, we are at the point where there is scale, and we haven't had a single brand come back to us and said they're shying away from mobile because the scale isn't there yet. So I really think we have passed the point now where we can hit critical mass.
Is there a wish list that you would like ad networks or publishers, a list of things that you wish they provided you that they just aren't doing at this time?
It's a very good question. On the network side, I think their challenge and what they could give us is differentiation. What can they provide us that is, what value do they have that's different? It's in the past, it's been very much a generic offering. It's competed on price, which for buyers is great, but for the amount of innovation into the marketplace, it has been limited. And for publishers, while the same holds true, the one additional piece I would put out for publishers is that what they have, which the networks don't always have, is that deep relationship with the users through their content. Mobile is very different than online. So what makes a good mobile engagement is unique to the channel. Being able to incorporate the content, that relationship with the user, and bring that into a mobile experience I think is one area where the publishers could really excel. That's something they could do that the networks could never touch.
Great. And as a mobile-only agency, I'm sure you spend a lot of time dealing with device fragmentation and measurement issues. I'm wondering what you do to sort of create a more streamlined marketplace.
Sure. Really, the only place where device fragmentation comes in is in the application space. And even within the application space, the only place where fragmentation plays a role is if we're actually going to be launching an app. Beyond that, we can reach consumers in an iPhone, Android, Windows Mobile, whatever the environment may be, very seamlessly. The device itself really isn't getting in the way. Again, except in that one case, we're actually building a branded app to get out in the marketplace. Measurement, yes, it does have some challenges, but it certainly is possible. It needs to be done differently than it is online. Third-party cookies are not permitted in mobile. So there are different means and there are different approaches taken into place. But I would say even now in those few areas where mobile can't track as well, we're seeing the difference in price. So the overall cost per engagement we're able to deliver on mobile, even if there are some measurement issues, it's still playing out to make a very effective cost per engagement and highly competitive compared to online.
Great. At what stage in a cross-medium campaign are you normally involved, and is that the right time and place, or would you prefer to become involved at a different time in the process?
The best time to be put into play is at the comms planning level, when the brand, when their marketing objectives have been established, to start looking at what are the best opportunities to achieve those marketing objectives. So having mobile there during the channel selection process to figure out what is the best way to use mobile as a standalone, and also how to use mobile to integrate with all the other channels that are being considered. That way, mobile is viewed at the strategic level as a strategic option, as opposed to, if it was later in the process, it would be an add-on, snapped onto the back of a campaign instead of considered as a strategic channel. Definitely the most innovative work, the most effective work is happening when mobile can be considered upfront during the channel planning process.
And when mobile is considered, how do you decide how to advise if it should be a browser app, just a web optimized experience, a downloadable app? How are you advising clients?
They really, not to equivocate, but it's not really a black or white issue. Every brand has different marketing objectives, and each of those, whether it be a web app, a downloadable, messaging, mobile web, whatever it may be, all of those opportunities have their strength and weakness. SMS has the massive reach. Downloadable applications have a high fidelity experience with a smaller audience. So I think probably the bigger challenge is, how do we match up the marketing objectives to the mechanic to the best mechanic available to get those marketing objectives accomplished.
Great. And last question is something that I'm asking almost everybody. Mobile marketplace is evolving incredibly quickly. What is one way you'd like to see the industry evolve that would make your daily work life easier?
The single biggest issue addressing the mobile ecosystem right now is a lack of brand readiness. And what I mean by that is, there's a recent survey which, if not dead on accurate, is pretty close, that says about 75% of Fortune 500 don't have a mobile site in place yet. And I'm sure it's a much higher percentage of that doesn't have a mobile app in place yet. So the ability for brands to capture value in mobile is always going to be limited until brands have some type of landing environment, of some type of mechanism where they can capture the value of that mobile engagement. So getting brand sites in place, brand apps in place, messaging strategies in place, some type of infrastructure so that brands can capture can harness the value of mobile. That's the big challenge right now. And as an industry, anything we can do to help that is going to accelerate the growth of mobile.
What do you think can be done? I mean, what can someone do to just try and have mobile more integrated into brand operations?
It's happening, and it's happening at a very, very rapid pace. And even if you look back to where we were just 12 months ago, which in the grand scheme of things isn't too long, there are far, far fewer. So I think it's some of it has to do with time, some of it has to do with education. But the great thing with mobile is that we all have mobile phones in our pocket. Across the board on brands, they get it, they understand it, they know it has to be. I think just getting the case studies, learning the knowledge, events like this, which can get everybody together and talk about it, that should continue to accelerate, which is already a very rapid pace of development.
Great, thank you very much.